Hey, welcome to another video. So in this one, you're gonna see a little role play on the discovery section of a call from two dating offers. You will see kind of how they go, how the questions are supposed to be done, how to handle a couple of objections that will happen in the middle of it, and how straightforward you're supposed to be with your questions. Again, this is just gonna be a discovery section. You know that sales calls have an intro, they have a transition, they have a pitch, and they have the closing. We're just going to be showing the discovery phase here because, well, the rest, it's kind of more private for the students. And also because the discovery phase is the most important phase of them all. So if you land the discovery correctly, if you do things in the way that you're supposed to do them, you will see that you will close a lot fucking more. So stop worrying so much on how to do a word track. Stop worrying so much about how to handle objections. Stop being a fucking dickhead. You're never going to close this way. You're only going to close if you build trust with the prospect, you address the bullshit, you actually found the common ground, what they're wanting to do, why they want to do it. And if you can present your offer as the solution to the problem they have, you, my friend, will fucking close a lot more commissions. So that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video, learn a thing or two, and I will see you in the next
one. Showed up.
It is the fourth. It is the 4th of July, and the people who showed up on time are the Americans. So, yes, I agree. I agree.
My friends are like, "Oh, we're going to the beach. Come to the beach." I'm like, "Bro, gotta grind. No time for the beach."
Nah, beach is gay. That is gay.
Trying to make
I'm
money.
like, I'll hit the beach when I get 10K a month.
Yeah, you can
go to the beach.
You can rent it.
I'll go to the beach when I go to Fiji. Then I'll go to the beach.
Okay, nice, nice cooking.
Not a shitty New York beach with fucking diapers in the water.
Cool. So, before we begin, gentlemen, do you guys have any questions? Something? I know you both send me looms. The three of you actually. The fourth of you actually send me looms to review. I'm doing that alone in tandem. But besides that, is there any questions? Something?
Jared, from our role play, do you remember
ask the question? Yeah. So Joel asked the question like, on a scale from 1 to 10, how frustrated are you with this? Or it was that kind of question. And I said 6.
No, priority. How much of a priority is this? And then Jared said, "Oh, I'd say 6 out of 7." And then I said, "Well, Jared, you just told me that you're making no profit from your online business, and that if you don't implement a digital marketing strategy, your offline business, which is your family business you've had for the last 10 years, is going to die. I don't understand how this is a 6 out of 7 priority." And then Jared was like, "No, it's a 6 out of 7 priority." Right? So the question that I have for,
because you didn't use the word priority. It was like frustration or something. Because if it was a priority, I probably would have said like a 10. Because I was saying this is a priority, but it's only like 6 or 7 out of 10 frustration. So we were trying to figure out how to handle that. I said it would be a good idea to do like a future pacing consequence. Because I'm like, well, right now my business it's not going out of business right now. But if I don't fix it, and if I don't implement a good digital marketing strategy, then it could. So I was saying the way to handle that was probably like a consequence, to put the urgency to make the change now rather than putting it off, and to make him to reframe his thinking to make it more of like, this is something you have to do now and not put off. Does that make sense? Yeah. And so is that right, Joel?
Are you guys focusing on the urgency, which is the priority, or the frustration with this that you just told me, Jared? Like, this is to handle what?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so it's to. Yeah, maybe it was probably like priority, because my prospect was saying it is a priority, but also there's not much urgency because my business isn't going down right now.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Cool. So role play with me then, Jared. So how much of a priority is this to you, making this change from 1 to 10?
Yeah, it's like a 6.
A 6. Oh, so it's not important at all.
Well, I want to be proactive. Like my business right now, it's not like it's gonna go out of business, tomorrow. But
Mm.
I know if I'm not proactive with this and we just don't implement any digital marketing, then it could definitely go out of business.
Okay. So you want to have this call when it could definitely go out of business, or
No, like I said, I want to be proactive with it, which is why I'm on the call now.
yeah, but this is okay. I mean, it makes sense to me. I just want you to understand that this requires an investment of multiple $1,000s. Are you prepared right now, or are you like, okay, I want to spend a few $1,000s on something that maybe would happen?
Well, I mean, I'm willing to put in the investment if that's what it takes, because I do want to make sure that I never get to that point where my business is going down and it's too late.
So it's a yes or a no.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So would you say it is a priority then, more than a six?
Yeah, it is a priority.
Hmm. Because when you say six, man, it's like it doesn't. A six is not something that you will spend multiple thousands of dollars to fix. So you either lying to me about the fact that this is a priority, or you're either lying to me on the fact that you want to fix it. I just want to get absolute clarity here. Which one is
Mm.
it?
Y- Yeah, no, I want to fix it. So it is a
Okay,
priority,
cool.
like an
All right.
eight.
Oh, interesting. It's an eight now. That's that's completely different. Okay, just one more thing though. For like, this is how I would end it, by the way. It's like I'm just gonna give you a different scenario so that you guys can see. Tell me that you have been doing this business for 5 years. So, Jared, from a scale of 1 to 10, how how important is to fix this for you?
Yeah, it's really important. So
It's like
it's something I want to do now for
from
like a
one to
10.
six. What?
Wait, what? One
No,
to
no, no.
six?
What I'm saying is that just tell me again, it's a six, and then the next question that
Oh,
I'll ask you, just tell me that I just want you to have the mindset of I've been doing this business for 5 years, because I'll show you the
okay.
second way of handling this. So I'll say it again.
Okay.
So Jared, fixing this issue right now, when it comes to priority, how much of a priority is this for you? Like from 1 to 10?
Yeah, it's like a six
Okay. For how long again you've been doing this?
for 5 years.
And you were kind of like at the same spot.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to wait another 5 years so that we're actually closer to a 10? Because if, right now it doesn't feel like this is something that you want to do at all.
No, I definitely want to do it. I don't even know if I don't do this now, my business might not even be here in 5 years.
So would you say the priority is the six then?
No, I guess it's more.
Yes.
Yeah, it is more.
What number would you say?
I'd say like a 9 or a 10.
That's three, four numbers more. What happened? What made that change?
Like this is I don't know, maybe we just have different scales. But yeah, this is a priority for me.
Okay. It's like, anyways, I won't keep going. But do you see? It's like, I'm not letting anything slide. It's like, you're not getting away
Hmm.
with anything. That's kind of like the point. You put a prospect's feet to the fire like this, they're fucked. How are they gonna famous the way out of it? They can't. All right. Does it make sense now?
Yeah, if they're stubborn and they're like, nah, man, it's a 6 out of 7 because my business isn't falling apart right now. But yeah, in the future, like I don't want it to happen. But right now it's a 6 out of 7. If they're
Cool.
just stubborn, if they're just stubborn as fuck,
Yeah.
do you
Role
just
play with
unsell
me.
them?
Role play with me. So
Okay.
okay. If it so it's a 6 out of 7 because it's not falling apart now, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Got it. So you want to wait until it's falling apart so that this is actually a big priority, or
Nah, I mean, nah, I want to be proactive.
okay. Absolute clarity here. This making this change and saving your business into the future is an investment that will require thousands of dollars right now if this is what you want to do. You telling me this is a 6 out of 10 priority is like, well, I don't know about you, but I'm not going to spend the thousands of dollars on a 6 out of 10 priority. So do you see why I'm not understanding?
Okay. Yeah, that's a fair point.
So,
I guess.
hey, if you don't want to do this or this is not relevant, again, I'm not being a dickhead telling you, hey, let's just wait until everything falls apart. But if you have other priorities, why don't you just go and fix those priorities? And then I guess when everything is crumbling apart right now, we can have the call.
Okay. Well, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to wait, and this is a priority. This is a priority right now. So I guess yeah, it's more of like a an 8 or 9 out of 10.
What changed?
Uh, yeah, I don't want it to fall. I don't want to wait until it's falling apart. So if that's the case, that if I wait longer, this could all go to shit, then it is a priority.
Do you think it's all going to go to shit?
If I don't do anything about this,
Is it important for you to this business that you have not go to shit?
yeah, man. I mean, we've had this family business for the last 10 years. I don't want it to just crumble apart.
Do you understand now why I ask you that when you say it's a 6 out of 10, it just didn't make sense to me?
I understand you. That's a fair point. And yeah, a 6 out of 7, that person's probably not going to spend thousands of dollars.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just being real with you because this is what we're talking about right now. Okay. Clearly, you're not obligated to do anything. If you don't want to, we can just leave it. But if you're not really that concerned about it, then it's in your best interest to just do nothing and maybe wait to see the severity of what's happening right now. So, again, in your mind now, what's the number of the priority?
I'd say it's definitely now, yeah, it's definitely an 8 or 9. Like it's a high priority.
Okay. So, you're ready to treat it as a priority,
Yeah. No, I am.
right? Now, you see the difference, guys? It's like, it's
Okay.
different. How are you going to bullshit me? You can't. So, and again, it's always the unselling. It's like, if this is not a super important thing, then we just leave it here. It's fine.
Got it. So we didn't even have to future pace. We can just say, hey, if this isn't a priority, we can just leave it here. Just unsell.
The future pacing is like, who gives a shit? What are you gonna do in the future? It's like, man, no one knows. No one knows. It's way better to just focus on the current situation or the past than to focus on like, hey, I want to. What would it be like? It's like, no. Or it's like, what if eventually? It's like, no, 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 no. You cannot grasp that into a future. It's more like, okay, what's happening today? What happened before? If I can get, even if it is a future scenario, like everything's gonna go to shit, like you said, but I can bring that into the present, I can bring that into the past somehow, you're gonna have a lot more severity on the matter, and you will want to take action, right?
That makes sense. You can just like what you said right there. And Jared, you were even saying that during our role play. Hey man, like, do you want to do this in a couple months? Is that better? Oh no, no, no. Okay, so I don't understand. Got you. And unselling in this case would be it would help a lot.
Yeah, it
Cool.
is that easy sometimes. You don't have to make it super complicated. So that's one question. What else you guys have for me? Or none?
I got a question with my new offer.
Okay.
So the pitch that they want me to do, they gave me like a script pitch, but it's literally probably like 10 to 15 minutes long. Should I make adjustments and just start using that, or further as I start, should I just stick with the regular pitch since I'm new?
Do a combination. The thing is, the pitch should be 5 minutes. The pitch should be with the most basic level of explanation. You should be explaining it to an 8-year-old. There's literally studies proven that if your pitch has very simple words and people really, really understand it without effort, the chances of them actually buying it are increasing exponentially higher. All right. So it's like what you really want to do is make your pitch as dumb as fucking possible. If you see me when I'm doing the pitches, it's like, so basically you're just getting more money. So in a nutshell, you're getting more views. So to make it simple, you're losing fat. That is me making a pitch. Okay. It's the more simple you are with it, the more people be like, got it. And also another big principle is like pitches are long because people believe that when they make pitches, they believe that the correct way is putting like 19 bullet points, like you get this and this and this and this and this. And it's all about just putting one big ass bullet point with the most basic thing, which is you're losing fat, you're getting hoes, you're making money, you're getting views, your wife won't leave you. That's it. That so as long as you can portray a pitch that does that, you will realize that you will always win and close deals. So the longer your pitch, the less chances you're going to have of closing someone. For
Mhm.
example, literally, I had a call today that I closed a woman in. My pitch was 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And she was kind of like in a moment. And I am constantly telling her, hey, you got this. Does this make sense? It's like, you need to be really fucking fast.
Mhm.
I had a mental breakdown. I don't know why I say 3. It was 6, but 6 minutes. And she was like, it's like, hey, you there? You there? You follow me? Does this make sense? You have to do this because people are like, even if you're telling them exactly what they want to hear, the attention spam is shit. So be simple. Be extremely simple.
Mhm.
That answers your question. So if you want me to be more
Yeah.
direct with you, I wouldn't say completely eliminate the pitch that they have because if they're watching your recordings, you're kind of cooked. But if they're not watching the recordings, then be super simple. If they are watching the recordings, you do the pitch, and as soon as you finish each section, you summarize that section with one sentence. Like, you're losing fat. You're getting this. Does that make sense? And one
Yeah.
at the full end. At least do that.
Mhm.
That's like the minimum. So they can really understand and follow you. But you don't want to bore
Mhm.
them either. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. The pitch they have is literally like it's 4 phases or whatever, 4 steps. Each one is like 2 to 3 minutes, like a giant paragraph. I get bored reading it.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, it's
People don't
bad.
care about that. That's a mistake that the business owner makes, that he believes he's going to convince people with that. People don't buy because of the 4 faces. People don't buy because of how creative you got into this. People buy because you're what you're giving them. What's the
Mhm.
final outcome? Are they losing fat? Are they making money? Are they getting hoes? What are they getting? Like that's all that matters.
Mhm.
That's it. Just that. So your goal is to how can I make that extremely clear? And that's it. All right.
Mhm. Okay, cool.
Awesome. So
It's the same as like that they're using it to overcompensate because they're not good closers, so they need to rely on a pitch because they think that that's where the needle mover is, when really it's in the discovery. It's like with copy where people overcomplicate with this is what you get 12 modules and 64 weeks of this. When people don't buy modules, they buy transformation, and the module is just the gap between where they are now and the transformation, just like the pitch is the gap between where they are now and where they want to be. So you don't have to go big on it. It's literally just like copy, make it simple so people understand. She's actually more convincing, and they go, you know what? That's exactly what I need. Versus 68 modules of fucking 12 courses, and I'm like, no, I don't need this.
simplicity converts. It's a rule in copywriting. It's a rule in sales. It's a rule in life. So there's that. Also adding to this, one of you asked me because you guys know that I'm a big fan of saying that the key is to develop trust when you're in a call. And if you have trust, people will be like, oh, I I want to buy. Because I really trust this guy. And it is so important that one of you asked me that if it is really the most important thing or not. For example, if building pain or handling objection, wouldn't that be more important? So To do that on purpose, the goal that I had today, and I'm gonna upload the full call for you guys to see it. I only focus on one thing: trust. I didn't dig into paints. I didn't dig into any objection handles. I just focus on one thing. I'm gonna build a lot of trust, and just by doing that, I closed the lady. And I want you guys to see that it will be an interesting call, because you see me there's no any random magical weird aikido movements. For example, this thing that you asked me about. So how do I make them realize the priority from 1 to 10? It's like there's nothing weird about that. It's just me building trust. All I did was I just built trust, and that was enough. And she even said, "You're a great consultant." It's like, wow, you really understood me. And you could see that when I was doing the recaps on what she wanted to do, she was like, yeah, yeah. It's like, if you're able to create that in the other person is going to buy. All right. No need for doing anything else. So obviously, I'm not saying you guys do the same, clearly, but I want you to look at that and be like, this motherfucker is only building trust. That's all he's doing, and he's still closing. So if you do the same, plus you add the stuff that I'm teaching you, easy money, really. And also easy way to change people's lives. So yeah.
It's really interesting you say that, because I had a call yesterday for the show, and the girl came on. She was about my age, like 22, and she was just lost in life, and she needed direction. She needed purpose in her life. So she's like very beginning stages, when usually we market to already existing business owners. She just wanted to find purpose and then maybe start a business. So already I was like, maybe she's not the best fit for this, but I went into it, and we didn't actually go into very much pain. Just the fact that she'd had a dream to potentially, start a business since she was like 14. And I just went on a tangent. I was like, where were you in university? And the reason I did that is because I was like, no, I didn't go to university. And then I understood her completely. I was like, so that's why you're lost. I mean, your friends went to university, you didn't, you're 22, you have parents at home. Is that why you're kind of lost? And I led with my questions, but I led because it was safe. And she was like, yes, that's exactly it. Like, that's why I went off the straight line to talk about university, because now she was like, fuck, this guy gets me. And so there was hardly any pain. Most of it was trust. And at the end, I swear to God, I didn't even pitch about the product. I was like, by the way, because she's a student, right? She's making, yeah, I'm definitely scamming. This is what coming up, right? Because it's a scam, you'll see what happens. But she's a student, she makes 1K a month. I was like, well, by the way, Vivian.
You're muted.
You muted it.
And she said it was over 10K. Oh, I said it was over 10K. And I fully expected her to go, no, that's way too much, blah, blah. She thought about it. She said, you know what, George, if it can help me fix my problem, sure. And now I was like, fuck, I don't want to actually sell her. So then I went, are you sure? And she's like, yeah, how much is it? And I said, it's 15K. I didn't even say what the offer was about. I didn't say the coaching you get. I just said, oh, it's 15K, because I wanted her to say no. And she said, yeah, sure, can we split it? I was like, fuck. And so I was like, you know what? I'll give you time to think about it. And I let her think about it, because I didn't want her coming to the program. But the point is, I was so detached and I built so much trust. We didn't go into pain. This is what you were saying. She literally wanted to buy. And at the end, she said, George, what do you think I should do? She turned to me for advice because she found me so trustworthy. And I told her up front, if you think 10K is enough for you to find your purpose, then that's worth the money. But that's only a decision that you can make. And I ended up telling her to think about it because I didn't want her in the program. But that trust, I found out from that call, was so important. And I built the trust because I was so detached.
Very well. So I'm distracted because the boys are putting in the chat that she found the daddy. Jesus fuck, guys. Anyways, but yes, I agree. So you're missing one component, which is the fact that you were so detached, and the fact that you will focus so hard on building trust is what actually made her want to say, fuck, I kind of want to do this. But you're missing one key thing, which is believing in the program.
Yeah.
If you actually believed in the program, we know it's a scam. It's like, yeah. But if you actually believed in this program, your conviction would be taking place. And that would have been enough. You don't need to do all these word tracks or even finding the pain. Word tracks are bad, but finding the pain is a good thing, but it's not even that necessary. It's not even that necessary. And that's what I want you guys to understand. So anyways, you will see that video later on. Now, let's jump into business. So the two Americans showed up first, so they have priority over the rest because they were punctual. So Joel, Jared. Jared, you're going to be the closer. Joel, you're going to be the prospect. What I want you guys to do is, I don't know, what offer do you want to close him on, Jared?
So we'll do the dating offer.
All right.
He's a shy guy, nervous, afraid to talk to girls.
Nice.
We do dating coaching.
Don't say what type of person he is. He decides that.
Okay.
But what is your offer?
I want him to know the client, the ideal client.
Okay.
I'll surprise you. I'll surprise you.
Jesus. Okay. Jared, okay, so what's your offer? Summarize it for us in like 2 sentences.
Yeah, it's pretty much like male dating coaching, teaching you how to talk to women, not be afraid, be confident, smash, and then if you want to find a wife, find a wife.
Sounds about right. How much is this?
5K.
All right. When you guys are ready, start.
5K to have sex.
Joel, how's it going, man?
How's it going, man? Hey, what's up?
It's going good. Where are you from?
I am from Wichita, Kansas.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, happy 4th of July. I'm from New York, as you can see with my pillow. So,
Oh shit,
yeah.
nice. Nice, man. You're a northerner.
So,
Nice to meet you.
yes, I am. Nice to meet you too. Now, I know we do have a limited time today, so what do you say we just jump right into things?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Yeah, so a little bit about myself,
So-
man. I'm
Just one second. So let me lay out how
oh,
or what's going to go on this call. So pretty much, I'm just going to ask you a couple questions, see where you're at, what your goals are with dating, and then see if we could help get you there. If we can, I'll just tell you all about it. If not, I could point you in the right direction. That sound good?
yeah. That sounds good, man. Let's do it.
Cool. So yeah, I'll let you kick things off then. Go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself and why you booked this call today.
Yeah, man. So I've been in a relation or I was in a relationship for like the last how long was it? Like 12 years. I was in a relationship for the last 12 years. Did not end well, you know. But it's been about a year since I've been in that relationship and now, man, I want to get back into the scene. I want to start dating women. But I feel like I just have a block. You know, I have this block where I'm not able to approach women because I've really only known this one girl my whole life. And yeah, dude, I want to learn how to speak to women. I've really just been comfortable with my ex for 12 years and trying to find the woman that could possibly be the mother of my children.
Okay, got it. So you were in a 12-year relationship and you said it didn't end well. It ended 1 year ago. Since that 1 year, you've kind of had a mental block where you haven't really been able to put yourself back out there and meet new women. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Okay. And this 12-year relationship, was it a marriage or was it just a girlfriend? No?
So you haven't been with a chick in over a year?
I'll just get straight to it. Okay.
Um, I'll answer the question. Yeah, no, I needed some time to heal after that relationship. Just, take time for myself, focus on my business. And now that that's going well, um, and my mental health is a lot better. I feel like now is about the time to, start dating, finding other women.
Let me explain why I just got so brutally into things because it's 100% Justice is going to rationalize that. He's going to tell me, well, yeah, I mean, it's because of this. And it's more than likely something to do with a 12-year relationship that he had. So then my next question obviously is going to be, okay, so what happened with that? Why did that not end up well? What happened? So which kind of like the direction you were going to take? to understand more about that relationship. But first, I want to start with that because it's already allows me to slap him in the face and it's like, oh shit, this is serious. It's like, oh
Mm.
fuck. So it's like
And
I'm already creating pressure. All right, it's a small opening. It's a small opening. It's more like playing chess, being moves ahead, but it will be nice. But anyways, keep going.
Okay.
And I just want to
Yeah, it's
say,
like
I don't know if this is an angle or not, but Joel said, "Oh, how long has it been?" And he thought about it and then said 12 years. To me, I was like, "Wait, why is he needed to think about it? It's maybe for him, this relationship has been dead way longer, and he's had to actually remember." So I thought, obviously, that's maybe just Joel playing a prospect because he actually doesn't know himself. But if he was a real prospect, do you think that could have been an angle to go down? Like maybe he actually doesn't remember because he hasn't cared for a while.
Yes and no. It also depends. If usually if you ask a woman that, she will say 12 years. If you ask a man, it's like, I don't know, man. It's been a while, maybe 12 years.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point.
yeah.
So it could be such as
Okay.
it could not be. So, anyways, keep going, Jared.
Okay. Okay, and Joel, with this last relationship that you had, you said it didn't end well. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, she cheated on me, you know. I kind of don't even want to get into it, man, but she cheated on me, and it took me a while to sort of get over it, you know, and pick myself back up. And that's why I'm on the call. I want to see how I can get back into the game.
hmm Okay, so she cheated on you. Was it just that one time that you ended the relationship, or was that a problem that you've dealt with before?
Um, it happened that, well, this event, I guess, happened once, and I tried to make it work with her after, but then after about 6 months of trying, we both decided that it was just best if we split.
hmm Okay, so she cheated on you, and you still stayed in the relationship for 6 months before you guys split.
Yeah.
Okay. Why was it so important for you to make that work, even if she cheated?
You both decided?
Yeah, I said that on
Mm,
purpose.
Dig into that,
okay.
Jared.
You both decided to split ways?
I mean, yeah, like pretty much. Like we had a conversation and it was like, yeah, we should probably stop here.
Okay. So she cheated on you. You tried to make it work with her, and then it was mutual that you guys decided it didn't work out.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so if it wasn't the cheating, because you stayed there for 6 months, what made you guys both decide that it was time to separate?
I'll show you. You're not bad, but I'll show you. Joel, do you want my help here today or not?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. That's why I
Yeah.
booked the call.
Okay. Can we have a conversation man to man, very direct?
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
All
Yeah.
right. I need you to stop lying to me. What really happened?
I mean, dude, like she cheated on me and I decided to try to make this work and I couldn't really let it go. So, you know, that turned into arguments. We argued for like the next 6 months, like uncontrollably, and then it just got to the point where we had one argument and then we split up.
So that I believe when you say that. I appreciate you adding more details, but what doesn't really make sense to me is the fact that she cheated on you. You still try to work with her, but the decision to leave was mutual. I think the decision was to you, mate, because 6 months ago she already made that decision for herself. Wouldn't you agree?
I kind of agree.
Explain that to me. Like, I really want to understand the situation.
Yeah, man. I mean, during that last conversation that we had, she brought it up to me and said that if I couldn't fully forgive her, then it wouldn't make sense for us to be together. And that's when I said, yeah, I guess you're right. And she said, yeah. And I agreed with her that it wouldn't make sense for us to be together. And then that was the end of our relationship.
Could you? Could you ever forgive her?
Uh, I mean, I don't want to hold that grudge for the rest of my life, you know? So
There's a
I think
difference.
now
There's a difference between holding a grudge and forgiving her. I asked if you forgive her. Could you forgive her?
I could forgive her, but I couldn't forget. And at that time I didn't forgive her. Now that it's been a year, I've gotten to a place where I forgive her, but yeah,
Do you think that in that mindset, you would be able to maintain a relationship with her?
no. Where I
And why?
was
So why you kept trying for another months?
because we had this 12-year relationship. I loved her. We knew each other's families. We spoke about a future with each other. I thought maybe I could save it, but I couldn't get past what she had done, how she betrayed me.
You only realize this now? Didn't you realize this before?
Deep down inside, I knew, but this was my first and only relationship that I've ever had. You know, she's the only woman that I've ever been with, so I thought that maybe we can make it work.
This breaking now. Does anyone understand why I am pushing this so much and where I'm trying to get? Does anyone already saw it?
I think you're trying to see if this will be an objection later.
No.
Like, no
What is the first thing that you have to find out? Anyone?
problem.
What is the
Yeah, the
problem?
problem.
The problem is not that the fact that this guy was cheated on. That's not the problem.
The problem that he holds a grudge, and maybe that's
No,
why he hasn't found a woman yet.
no. What is the problem that this guy has that I'm slowly helping him see that he's already going in there alone, very slowly in that
He
direction?
has a scarcity mindset.
Almost. Yes, but translate that into different words.
He needs to be with more women. He's only been with one woman, and so if he's with more,
He has
no,
one-itis.
one night is.
He's afraid of being alone. He doesn't want to be alone because he's been with one chick for 12 years.
Mm,
And that's why he wouldn't let her go for the 6 months. I have been
Mm.
doing this for so long that I already know what your fake prospect mind is going to do, Joel. But basically, the thing is, and people don't realize this until you conflict them with the truth, that this is incredibly assumptive of me. I could be wrong, clearly. And maybe when you do discovery, you realize, oh, no, that's actually not at all. But based on the way he's talking and along the conversation as you were making it go, high chances that more than likely this was going to be him just saying, yeah, man, I just don't want to be alone. That's why I just kept on trying. It's not the bullshit of, oh, man, I just love her and I want to give her another chance. Like, no, you just don't want to be alone. And that is my selling point.
Mm.
mm.
This is me literally being like 16 moves ahead right now. And yes, when you're playing 16 moves ahead, you could be making a mistake. That's the beauty of it, because if I am wrong or you guys are wrong with seeing this, say, well, you can just catch up and see what direction it goes. It's fine. I don't want you to misunderstand this and saying, okay, I'm already going to assume what's going to be the problem, so I'm going to slowly take it there. No, because what did you feel, Joel, that I was directing you into the fact that you feel alone?
No.
I wasn't. I knew it, more than likely it's going to be like that. So I'm going to ask questions that's going to slowly make him realize the whole situation. And if he realizes, jackpot. But maybe it could be in something different. So, yes, assumptions are never good, but it can give you a vision, an idea on where you want to go. It's like when you're running a marathon, you need to know where you're going. You can just run. It's not like you just run. You gotta know where you're going. That's kind of like the principle here. Does this make sense, or am I completely like, what the fuck? I'm
Hmm.
lost. Are we all
That makes
good?
sense.
It's like all all roads lead to Rome, and you have the route directed, but then as you're working your way there, it might be like a different turn, but you're
Exactly.
still heading that direction.
Yep.
Right. This is more advanced, and I'm saying advanced because if you don't do it correctly, you're gonna think that you already know what's gonna happen, and that's gonna fuck up the quality of your questions. And you're gonna assume it's gonna make a big mistake. So you can have already an idea, but don't let it affect your questions. Just be alert for that
Hmm.
idea. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, keep going, Jared. I want to see how you do. Let's take it from there.
Okay. Oh, Joel, what was the last thing you said?
Fuck. Before Lucas questions or after?
No,
Right.
what with Lucas
Okay.
questions?
Yeah. Fuck. You guys can help me out. My memory is shit today for
That
some reason.
Jesus, guy, that you basically said that you wanted to still salvage the relationship because she was
Yeah.
important and you loved her and the family and blah blah
Hmm.
blah. So that's what you
Got
said.
it. Got it. Cool.
Okay. All right, Joel, that makes sense that, you know, you, no, I'm not gonna say that actually.
It makes sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Nice.
Okay, Joel,
I'm just
so you you stayed in this relationship for another 6 months after she cheated on you. Why was it so important to you to make this relationship work, even though she cheated?
um like I said, man, I mean, I really did love her. I really did love her, and it was hard to let this go. I mean, I'm it's a good age. What's not illegal? Actually, yeah. I'm 25, man, and we've been together since middle school. Like we
Hmm.
grew up together, and it's like a chunk of my life was just being erased, and I wanted to save it.
Hmm. Yeah, and I understand that that could be hard if, it's been 12 years that you guys have been together. That's a long time. But I mean, what did you think when she cheated on you?
Go
Um,
faster. Go faster. You're circling around too much. Okay, so
Okay,
why did you
more
give up
direct.
then?
So why did I give it up?
Yep.
Um,
You see, this is sorry
um,
to interrupt you, but this is how you know you're asking questions that are powerful. When you ask a question, the process is like you want to create that. If your
Mm.
questions, I'm not saying that
Hmm.
it has to be with every single question. If your questions are not making them, uh, then it's probably not the best question. All right, keep going, Joe.
Okay.
um, like I said before, man, like, and I guess I'm realizing this now. She was the one who brought it up. Like I really didn't want to end it, at least not at the
Hmm.
time. And it was really her that said, because I wasn't able to heal and forgive her, and because I was almost like punishing her for cheating on me, um, she just got fed up and she ended
Hmm.
things.
Okay, so she's the one who ended it. It was not mutual.
Nah, not really, man. Not really.
Okay. Did you not realize that before, after she
No,
cheated?
no, 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 no.
No.
No, just okay. Not really. What do you mean? So, did she end the relationship or you did?
I guess she did.
You guess?
Yeah. Yeah, she ended it.
Okay, man. So you've been with her for 12 years. She cheats on you, and for 6 more months, you try to be with her, and then she even dumps you. That's what happened?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened.
Why were you so desperately clinging on to her? Like, I just, is it just the fact that you love her?
I think I was afraid of losing what I thought would last forever, you know? Like I had told myself before she cheated on me, like, hey, like this is the girl that I'm gonna propose to. And then that reality just got ripped away from me.
How does that feel, man?
Dude, it fucking sucks. It really fucking sucks. And it hurts even more that I know she she cheated on me, and I don't even want to imagine what that would look like in my mind, but it it just makes me think like I need to put myself out there because there has to be a woman out there that's not gonna, cheat on me.
Keep going, Jared.
Hmm. Okay. So you finally got to that point now, a year later, that you're ready to find someone new.
Yeah, I've I've spent time alone, just focusing on my business, just, making money and really, going to the gym, personal development stuff. And I
Hmm.
think now is the right time for me to get back into the game.
Okay. So for the past year, you've just been focusing on yourself in the gym, building your business. What what makes you think now is the right time to get back into it?
Not bad, not bad. But the question is, what makes you think that there is? What did you said before? Do you guys remember what he said before?
That there's a woman out there that isn't going to cheat on him?
What makes you think you're gonna find her? Make him sell himself more on the idea first.
That's good. That's a good question.
Okay.
I like ask him that.
Joel, you mentioned that now you're at a point where you want to go and find a woman that isn't going to cheat on you. So what makes you think that you could go out and find her?
Yeah, man. I mean, I've seen it with my friends. I've seen it just online. I know other married couples. I know that it's possible to be with a woman that's not going to betray you, go behind your back and sleep with other men. Um, and it took me a while to get there. Now I'm there where I'm like, okay, the solution to my problem is to find a woman that I'm more compatible with. By
Hmm.
compatible, I mean who's not going to cheat on me.
Did all of you felt the anger he has towards the chick? I would use
Fuck
that
that bitch.
anger. I would use it.
Hmm. How do I use that anger?
I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm not saying it has to be 100% on this as the following question. I'm just saying that keep it in your mind. It's like,
Okay. You just
okay,
mean in the call.
he's really angry about this. So
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. And Joel, what makes you ready now to go out and find that kind of girl?
before I'll show you, Joel. It looks like you're really angry about what happened with her. What's her name?
Do I have to bring up her name?
Yeah,
Uh, Bonquiqui.
it looks like you're really angry about what one quick we did.
Yeah, man. not to get too much into it. I want to spare you the details. Uh, she
Wait. Sorry to interrupt you, but you want to spare me the details, or you want to spare you the details? Because that's important.
I don't want to relive it, man. I don't want to imagine what she did, I guess.
I'm just asking you why. I'm just noticing the fact that you're really angry about it. Okay, no need to relive it. It's fine. It's- my only purpose here, I know we're talking about something extremely personal, but my goal here is for me to really understand why you want to make this change in your life. Because it's been 12 years of being with Pikiwi or whatever the fuck that was, and it's been then another year where you haven't taken any action to be with someone else. So I need to really understand, and I think we both need to be crystal clear on why you want to make this change now. So do you understand why I'm asking this?
Yeah, I understand. Um, I guess I'm angry because she told me about one of her coworkers at her job, and I thought he was just a regular dude, but she would bring him up, and she started bringing him up a lot, and then come to find out, she they did some stuff after hours in the office in
Mm.
the cubicles, and it just gets me mad that I was really a fool, you know, and this was going on like right under my nose.
I didn't know that this whole situation, besides making you feel sad and angry, also made you feel like a fool, man. I'm sorry for that.
Yeah.
Now you can ask something more because now you got him so emotional. And he's like, fuck. The air is so tense. He's so volatile right now. All right. Where is his logical mind? It doesn't even exist now. He's just emotions. Okay. So now he's easily directable. Manipulation
Hmm.
masterclass. You make someone extremely emotional and they will go into the direction you want them to go. Now, now that we got him into this state, what would you ask him? That's uncertainty, if I ever saw it in the face. You can just ask
I'm
what you asked
thinking.
before.
This is my thinking.
Like it's
Yeah,
fine.
I was thinking, do you like keep going? Because there was already like two or three times where I thought like move off with the relationship, but we just kept going. So should we just do you just keep talking about the relationship, or when do you know like all right, let me move off?
Nah, man, the relationship topic got to the limit with this. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I push it to the limit now. Right
Yeah.
now,
Okay.
in your best interest is to find out, okay, why this guy waited a year and what happened now that he wants to
Hmm.
make the change. So that's the
Okay.
next phase of your conversation, pretty much.
Okay, got it. So he said he's feeling like a fool. All right.
Yep.
Joel, if you've felt this way for the past year since you guys broke up, why only now is it actually something that you're trying to change?
Yeah, well, firstly, like I told you before, like now I've healed, now I've worked on my business, I've done a lot of self-improvement, and now I finally feel like I'm in the headspace where I can transform myself. You know, I saw whatever the fuck your guys' name is. I saw Bobby's program and I want to transform myself into a man that's very attractive because I'm thinking now like maybe my girl did that because she lost attraction to me and I want to become more attractive. I want to I want to never be in that position again. So,
Hmm.
and yeah, that's why I've gained some muscle. I'm starting to make more money. The missing part is really just me being that confident guy I've always wanted to be.
Hmm. Okay. Right now, do you think that you're attractive to women?
From the outside, yeah, you know, I've put on about 10 pounds of muscle, lost some body fat. My business is booming. Well, I'm not going to say booming. I'm not Elon Musk, but I'm in a much better financial position now.
Just for
And
you guys, sorry to cut you. Just for you guys to know, when you ask someone a question and they don't answer you immediately, that's literally an evasion of the question because they're hiding something. And he even made it more explicit because he said, "Well, on the outside, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
what's in the inside?"
yeah,
He made it very clear
Hmm.
with the outside clarification, but in case he says, let's say you ask me that and I said, "Well, I mean, I've been putting more muscle and I'm getting more money." It's like, okay, you're hiding something. Otherwise, you would have just said, "Yes, I am putting more muscle."
Hmm.
So, okay, what's behind all this? So, anyways,
yeah,
just clarification. Keep going, guys.
yeah. Um, I'll shorten it. Yeah, I put on more muscle. My business is making more money. But now, I guess on the inside, I'm just not that confident guy that I know I can be. I
Okay. And why is that?
think
Why
maybe,
do you think is that?
Okay. Why do you think it's that?
well, I think it's that because, I mean, fuck, I don't want to bring this up, but my ex, she cheated on me with that guy, and he, I guess maybe he looked better than me. Maybe he was more physically attractive than me. I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm genuinely not sure. But I suspect that it could have been because he had certain qualities that I didn't have internally, like maybe more confidence. Maybe he can make her laugh more. Maybe he was willing to challenge her more. And maybe I lost that after 12 years.
Hmm. Okay. So maybe you lost that after 12 years, the confidence and being able to make her laugh. But what about the past year? If you lost it after 12 years, you haven't been with her for a year.
No, it's weak. It's weak. It's a weak question. Before, think about the better question. And in the moment you're thinking about this, all of you know about the cop analogy, right? Cop, commitment, ownership, pain. That's what I'm teaching you guys. This guy has already two items already: pain, lots of them, and he has ownership. He's even saying that the girl cheated on him because of his fault, which will be difficult in a normal prospect. Some prospect might say, "Oh, I mean, she's a bitch," and like, okay, cool. But he's like, "No, I mean, maybe it was my fault." That's great. It works really well for us. So he's just missing one letter in the cop analogy, which is commitment. This is the direction that you should be taking this. So this guy has payment, this guy has ownership, but this guy doesn't have commitment because in over a whole fucking year he did nothing. So how
Mm.
is he committed now? How can I know he's committed now to actually make this happen? If I don't know that, I'm not going to present an offer to him at all.
Hmm. So I would say over the past year, have you done anything to increase your confidence or
It's
improve your
Yeah,
not
like
inner
I,
self?
bad. I would just be more direct. It's like, okay, man. So for a year, you haven't been with anyone. You told me that earlier. So what changed now? Have you what changed now? Why are we in this call now and not 1 year or 6 months before?
yeah, you know, recently, I went out with some friends and I thought, I'm stronger, I'm leaner, I have more money, I'm dressed better. Let me go out with some friends and maybe try to hit on some girls. And when I went to this bar, I was just so fucking shy. Like I could not for the life of me talk to a girl. I drank some alcohol that didn't work. And I was just so much in my shell that I was like, "Ugh, what the fuck?" I thought that I had made so much progress, but I just fixed the outside. I didn't fix the inside. So I guess that's why now I'm thinking, okay, I need to change something because me making more money and driving a nicer car, better clothes, it's not doing it.
Hmm. Okay. So you handled the outside stuff. Now, with your confidence, you went out and you were just too shy to talk to any girls. Have you tried to talk to anyone or no? You just stood to yourself.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've gone on Tinder and Hinge and Bumble, and I tried those out. I talked to some women, and I went on a date or two, but like even on the date, like I was just so nervous and I couldn't handle myself well. When I went out with friends, I couldn't push myself to speak to women. So I've tried, but I haven't gotten the results that I wanted.
Hmm.
Let me show you exactly. This is where we put it, Josh Lyons. Not before. Before we were gaining the trust and getting him extremely emotional. But now, if you pull a Josh Lyons, oh man, this guy is fucked. Do you guys understand what I mean with that?
No.
No, really?
Numbers.
Oh,
For how much time have you been doing Tinder? How many dates have you gotten? How many successful dates have you gotten? It's just like number, 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 number. It's like, fuck. All right. But now it's great. It's like last nail in the coffin. So it's like,
Hmm.
fuck. I wouldn't like to do that at the beginning because I like to develop that trust a little bit more with the guy, with you. All right. You feel like after all this, you already can find a lot with me. So it's like, if I do this now, it's like, Jesus fuck. Right. But at least in this case, every call is different. So, anyways, Jared, try to do that. Get data now. Do like a big
Okay.
data gathering.
Okay. Joel, how long have you been trying these dating apps?
for like the last 2 months.
Okay. So the last 2 months you've been doing dating apps. How many times have you gone out with your friends trying to pick up girls?
Only like 2 times.
No, 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 no. Not the right question.
How
I'll
many
show you.
dates have you gone from? Okay.
That's better. So 12 months since you have been single. For the last 2 months, you have been using dating apps. Is that correct?
Yes.
So you've been only actively trying to get with another girl since 2 months, or have you been trying before?
Just for the last 2 months.
Okay. In this 2 months that you have used apps, have you only used apps or have you tried with any other way, like talking to girls in person or
Um, I haven't been talking to women in person just because I get too nervous.
okay. So how much time are you spending on Tinder daily since this 2 months? How much time are you spending daily?
Not a lot. Probably just like 1 to 2 hours a day.
1 to 2 hours a day. That's not a lot, my friend.
Compared to other guys, I would say not so much.
Okay. How much time do you think people are spending on this platforms daily? Do you know? It's like, do you have an estimate or?
Yeah, I mean, I have some friends that they're swiping on their lunch break, they're swiping in the morning, and then they're swiping at night. Like, I don't know, like maybe they're putting in like 3 hours. And it's okay. Here's what I'll say: 1 to 2 hours. Some days I don't go on it as much. So
Hmm.
because I get discouraged.
Interesting. Interesting. So let's call it 1 hour a day. Now, that's how I'll just leave it there. I wouldn't keep pushing. It was like just making him doubt it. It's like, am I doing it wrong? I just want him to doubt a little bit. All right. Me breaking that wall. So, okay, getting back into this. Okay. So you're spending an hour a day on this. That is literally seven. Do you do it every single day? At least 1 hour a day? Can we ballpark it to 7 hours a week?
I'd say like more like 5 hours a week, because like it's mostly like on the weekend when I get closer to the weekend, but like Monday, Tuesday, I'm not really using it as much.
Okay. But 5 hours a week is a lot less than 1 or 2 hours a day then. So what is it?
Yeah, yeah, I would say 5 hours a week.
Okay. So what you told me you're spending more time on Tinder than what you're doing already.
It depends how depends how badly I want a woman, you know?
How badly do you want a woman?
I mean, uh pretty badly.
Explain that to me.
I mean, I'm only made of flesh and blood, you know. Sooner sooner or later I just feel like I want to bust.
Okay. Okay. So, I mean, after a year of not being with a woman, I understand. Okay. Now, out of all the one or let's call it 5 hours a week, how many dates have you gotten so far? Like actual dates that you've seen chicks and you met them in person.
Yeah. It hasn't been a lot. That's just because I'm not the best at texting women, and it's only been like 4 dates.
So 4 dates in 2 months.
Yeah.
Okay. So every 2 weeks you got a date. Out of those 4 dates that you had, how many of them were you actually able to, bust a nut with them?
Just one.
You don't sound very happy about that. What's beneath that?
Have you ever watched the movie Madagascar?
No, unfortunately, no. Why?
There's just one there's this one character that she's like a big hippo.
Mm.
She's thick, but she's still a hippo. And what I'm really getting at is I just got with like a I don't know, maybe she wasn't that ugly, but she kind of was like a fat ugly chick just 'cause I got a little desperate, you know? Not too proud of myself, man, but
From one to
yeah.
10, how attractive would you say she is?
Fuck. Uh, I'll say like a 2 or a 3.
Let's give it a 3. So you have been you haven't been with a woman in a year. In the past 2 months, you have been trying to be with chicks, and the only one that you were able to get was a 3 out of 10.
Yes.
How did you feel about it after having sex with that 3 out of 10?
I felt dirty. I cried in the shower because I felt dirty.
How attractive was your ex-girlfriend, man, from 1 out of 10?
I would say like she was, damn man, she like an 8.5,
Okay.
maybe more, de depending on the guy that you ask.
So, man, what are your thoughts on the fact that he won 5 points onto the bottom side of the scale on being with a chick after being with an 8.5?
It's it's disappointing. I guess I'm like disappointed in myself. You know, like I was able to bag her when I was 13 years old, you know, because I was 13 as well. I, let's clear, let's clarify that. We were both
Yeah.
in middle school.
Okay.
Um,
So
yeah, I was a kid at the time, and so was she. And now that I'm an adult, like I would like to be with attractive women. I would like to be able to bag attractive women as a 25-year-old.
okay. Would you do this again, being with a three out of desperation?
Nah, I was so disappointed in him. I had to drink alcohol just to make it somewhat enjoyable.
Was it worth it?
No, not at all.
What's your idea to stop this situation from happening again? Because time is not on your side. What's your idea to stop this just keep happening? The facts are not on your side. That's what I mean.
I mean that's why I'm on this call to join this program, get the tools that I need in order to be more confident and to be able to speak to women with more skill.
You want to take it from there, Jared?
Yeah, that was just locked in the commitment, right? Yeah.
Exactly. All that thing was just to get the fucking commitment with the little
hmm
jewels in the middle.
hmm Yeah. No, that was good. All right. So, okay. All right.
You're blank.
No, I mean, I was just thinking where to take it. I would probably just like wrap it up though,
Mm,
and just say like, do you want to stay in this situation where you're getting threes
uh, feels a bit
or
leading.
okay.
I would say like, so you told me you're blank, you're blank, you're blank, that's what I would say.
Yes, not yet.
Oh,
I would just say, okay, so Joel, we have been very straightforward in this conversation so far. Can I be a little bit more straightforward with you? It feels like this is important to you.
yeah, yeah, I would appreciate that. Yeah.
Okay, so is the fact that you fucked a three the reason why we're in this call today?
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
What's the other part of it?
That I've been out of the game for 12 years or 13 years, and I don't know what direction to go. I don't know how I can improve, and I need some guidance.
Let's say that I told you right now that you're not a fit to work with us, and unfortunately, I cannot onboard you into the program. What would you do?
You know, I might just try and find another program, or I'll just put in more reps, you know. I'll just get out of my comfort zone more and try approaching more women and getting on more dates
What would you do that?
because I don't want I don't want to be in a position where I can only attract a certain level of woman. I want to find possibly in the future a wife that is the kind of woman that I would want to spend the rest of my life with.
This chat is diabolical. Jesus fuck. Thank God I'm not recording this chat. So, okay. Do you guys understand what I'm doing now? I'm getting the guy who didn't have commitment into being insanely committed. I even telling
Mhm.
him, hey, what if I don't accept it? Well, I'll figure it out. Fuck. It's how bad the commitment is that this guy's like, man, I'll do it no matter what. Do you guys get that?
hmm
So is it a good answer if, for example, with another offer, a trading offer, for example, you tell them, okay, so if I don't accept you into this program, what are you going to do? And they say, well, I'll just find another mentor. To that answer, would you just say, Okay, have you tried looking for another mentor? Have you like how would you handle that?
Oh my God, the chat. No, I mean, there's no need to keep going into that direction because all I'm getting is I'm not creating an objection, and I don't want him to think about finding a mentor. All I'm saying is that I want this guy to be more committed. It's just the
Hmm.
principle of that when you put a wall in front of people, you tell them you cannot do this, people will want to do it.
Got it.
So I'm just putting a wall in front of him, telling him, hey, you cannot do this. And now Joe will be like, fucking hell, I will do this. All right. So then now we got a guy who wasn't committed for a whole year and to be like, man, I'll do this no matter what. You do that, commitment goes through the fucking roof and you get your commission.
Yep.
And you also change your life. So anyways, so let's oh my God. Let's
That
wrap
was
it
me
up.
in middle school. Fuck.
Let's, let's wrap it up. So what would you ask now, Jared? What do you think you should ask?
All right, so he just said that he would either get another mentor or coach or go out and get some more reps. All right, that's the last thing. All right. Okay, Joel, so it sounds to me like this you really want to make this work right now.
I do. I do, man.
Okay. Well, I mean, I would just go into like the the pre-handling and pitch now.
How?
Okay. All right, well, Joel, I definitely do think that we could help you out.
Now,
Now, no.
you're missing out a couple important questions. All right, I'll show you. Joel, what would it be worth it to you to be back with a woman that could be an 8.5, that could be even your wife, as you said? What would it be worth it to you to be in that game again?
It'd be worth a lot, man.
Why?
Because it's like no, no, I won't say that. Because I don't want to spend the rest of my life thinking I can only fuck ugly fat bitches, you know?
Okay. Are you in a situation right now where you said, I don't want to spend another day in the situation where I could be fucking an ugly bitch?
Nah, man. I don't want to go down that road again. And so, nah, not another day.
Okay. So if I present you the opportunity to work with us and start to make that change in your life, considering it is what you want, would you take it?
Yes, I would.
Okay. Now he's super warmed up. Do you see that? He's all lubed, ready for you, Jared. Then you do the pitch, and well, you know what happens.
Hmm.
And then
Okay.
what's going to be the objection?
Nothing.
I want to think about this. Cool. Do you want to think it before or after you fucked another three? That's how I would handle it. See? So,
Yep.
anyways, gentlemen, good role play. Should we give each other like 5 minutes of a little break? I'll go make myself
Yeah,
a
let's do that.
coffee.
Yeah, I got to
Can I
piss.
ask a quick question, Luca, before we go?
Yeah.
With that wall you put in front of Joel, like, hey, what if I wouldn't allow you to join? Under which circumstances would you use that tool?
Man, I every time I have a call, I use it.
Okay, so it's more or less universal because I wonder if Joel gave you a specific science, but showed you, let me use it just to make sure. Just
No, I
trying to
mean,
understand the blueprint.
clearly you want to use it to increase commitment. If there's
Mhm.
someone who's like super committed, it's like, okay, maybe it's not that needed. But I think it's a very good question because when you, again, it's like you put a wall in front of someone, it's like, man, I want to break it. I don't want anyone to tell me no. And you cannot just apply this psychology to yourselves. Every time someone told you, yeah, you're not going to do this. Well, how you felt? It's like, man, I want to prove this fucker wrong. All right. So if you do that, you could use it to direct people into the direction you want them to go. So I would say, as long as you do it correctly, you can pretty much always use it. Just be careful on everything I said was hypothetical. I said, so what if I don't give you the opportunity to do this? What would you do? It's a hypothetical. Well, if I said, okay, you're not going to do this, what would you do? It's like, well, that's conflicted. That could kind of backfire. Everything is hypothetical. You don't need to. Hopefully that makes sense. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. All right. Break time.
Do it.
Works for me.
Okay. See you guys in 5 minutes. We're back. All right. So now we're gonna pick 2 other people to do a role play. But before we do, based on the role play that we just did, any thoughts? Anything you want to add? Thoughts, gentlemen?
Yes. Yes. What if he was very adamant and was like, dude, I don't want to talk about my ex-girlfriend. Like, do we have to talk about that?
Role play with me. So, Joel, tell me a little bit about your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. Do we have to talk about that? Like, I don't see why that's necessary for this call. I mean, I'm just trying to learn how to talk to women.
Well, why do you think I'm asking you about that?
You know, I have no clue, man. Maybe you're gonna try to use it against me, so I joined this program, but literally, man, I'm just looking for help.
Why would you think I would use it against you?
I mean,
Where is this lack of trust coming from?
I'm like familiar with, the tactics of salesmen, and so
Okay,
I get it. I get it.
so far you're not a fit, and you're 2 minutes away from me leaving you right now. It's like, okay, out. Every man does his own thing. You're happy with your life. Just keep doing it. Cool. Now, does it feel like I'm about to sell you?
Well, no.
All right, because I'm not gonna sell you anything, man. If you keep going with that attitude, the last thing you're gonna see is the inside of this program. So let me ask you again. If you have to eliminate the fact that I could be trying to sell you, which I think I made it pretty fucking obvious that I'm not, why do you think I'm asking you about your ex?
Maybe you're trying to help me. Maybe this has something to do with why I'm not getting women, and you're gonna help me see that.
Is that a bad thing?
I don't think it's a bad thing. No.
So,
Yeah. Like I guess I'll tell you about my ex. Yeah.
do you guys understand what it is to
Bravo.
be in an argument with me? Imagine being in an argument with me. All right, that's how you do it. So,
Well,
anyways,
look, a follow-up if you don't mind on that.
yeah,
With
tell me.
being more strict and direct, I would even say aggressive. Do you reserve it for minority of a prospects who are like more aggressive to you? Because again, for me, it almost seems like saying the same things in a more empathetic way would land better for majority of a prospects. Just kind
I
of trying to understand
agree.
the tool.
I agree. The thing is that the majority of the prospects, when I say, so why do you think I'm asking you this, would say, I don't know. Well, try to think. Well, I guess you want to understand. Yeah. Why do you think I want to understand? Because you want to see if this would help me? Yeah. Oh, there's going to be very few prospects who say, oh, because you're trying to sell me. Well, bitch, you want to be direct? I'll be more direct with you. You're going to be out of this call in 2 minutes.
Okay, so you used it specifically because Joel said, "Well, I mean, I did sales, I understand the tactics." That was the
Yeah.
reason, correct? Understood.
That's why. Otherwise, he will be having the control. You're not getting the control of my call. It's impossible. It's impossible. And honestly, it all comes down from the mindset of who has the problem of fucking threes, me or him? Well, him. So I don't need the help. I can use the money of the commission, sure. I don't need the help. And it's not going to change my life as much as it's going to change his. Do you see? Do you understand the reasoning?
Yeah, 100%. Thank you.
That makes sense.
Right. So, any other questions or takeaways from the role play we did?
Nope.
No? All right. I'm going to need 2 volunteers.
I can go.
All right. You too. Let's go with George. George, you're going to be the closer. What do you want to close Andre on?
Let's do the dating offer. I think that was quite fun.
All right. Don't do the intro. All of you guys already know how to do intro. Just jump immediately into the discovery.
Okay. Let me get my pen. Boom, boom, boom. Pin Andre. Andre, you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, so let me know, what's the reason you booked this call with us today?
Yeah, so I just moved to a new country. I just moved to South Africa, and obviously I am vanilla as fuck, and I have no idea how to get those thick, all jelly black women. So I'm not sure what to do with them.
I see. So you moved out of you moved to South Africa, and you're vanilla, as you say, and you want to be able to meet these juicy black women, but so far, no luck. You don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's just snow bunnies, no problem, but those black queens are just I have no idea how to approach them. Period.
Right. Well, before even going into why that may be, just curious, like, why did you go to South Africa of all places?
Just for business. I got moved there
Okay.
because I mean,
Right. Where were you before?
The Russian government sent me there, so I just comply and say yes, sir.
Right. And where were you before South Africa?
Well, I used to live in Asia.
In Asia. Okay. And you're saying the snow bunnies over there were no problem.
Snow bunnies or yellow bunnies, yeah, no problem. But Africa queens just different.
Right. And how are they different?
The thing is, I don't have experience to them, so it's kind of like it's almost like we're on a different level. It's how we behave, how we talk, how we act. It's just
Right.
black
And
queens, and what can you do?
you're saying you South Africa's a new country. How long have you been in South Africa for?
For about a week.
Right. Stop both
Okay.
of you. Stop both of you. Especially you, George. You gotta take the control. He is in the control of the call
Right.
because of how fast he's speaking. You're just following up with him. It's like you're both okay, blah 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 blah. You're both going super fast. It's like your job as a closer is to literally me asking, and your questions are so easy to answer that he's just immediately jumping. What I would just ask is, so what are they like aliens that are so different to you? Why were you successful with others and not with this one? Why do you think that is happening?
Yeah.
And I'm slowing down. He's going really fast. It's like, oh, slow down. It's your job to slow down. Speak slower. Think. Because this guy's like, it looks like he's running a sprint. Like, oh, chill.
Right.
Try again. Try to ask something about that. One thing that I am curious, what does he do for a living?
So, Andre, I'm curious. I mean, how is it that you were able to be successful with these snow bunnies in Asia, but now suddenly in South Africa, it's not working for you?
Well, see, it's a different culture, different approach. Because I mean, women are women, but people are still different. So, and that's
Right.
unknown waters for me.
Right. But I mean, you're not Asian, right?
Say what again?
You're not Asian, right? You said you're Russian.
Yeah, correct.
So when you went to Asia, was that a different culture as well?
It was a different culture, but it was very similar to Russian culture. I come to South Africa, and it's like everything is different. It's almost like another planet.
What makes it different exactly?
Just just the way people are behaving. Because for me, in Asia, I lived in Vietnam and Russia. So it's almost like the same culture. I'm not sure it's like before because of Soviet Union influence or something, but Africa is
Right,
like different, very different.
right. And you said you were sent because of the Russian government. You were sent for your job to go to South Africa. Is that correct?
Correct.
What do you do for work exactly?
I just it's import export.
Import export? Could
Yeah,
you be more specific?
it's just the basic commerce.
Okay. Was there any reason you had to move to South Africa for that?
Well, yeah, it's just because this is where the company sends me to.
So could you repeat that, please?
Yeah, this is where the company sends me to.
Right,
It's one of those things if you need to open an office or something.
right. And I'm just curious. I mean, you've been here for a week. Why is it a focus for you to be with these big black women, as you call them?
You know what you
Well,
could
because
do? Let me stop you guys. What you could have done, literally, what Liam put is in the chat is like 100% a Soviet assassin. Like it's actually not bad, and I would use it as a joke because even though it doesn't really look like the whole focus should be the job, he's still very secretive about it. It's like barely giving
Hmm.
information about it. So I would say, hey man, are you like a Soviet assassin? And are you from the what's the name of the MI6 from Russia? The CIA from Russia?
KGB,
KBG.
it's
The
from Soviet
KGB.
times. Right
There
now
you
it's
go.
different.
Are you like from the KGB? It's like, what's happening, man? And it's he will probably laugh and he will like, no, I mean it's that. Okay, I got it. So I would say that, but I don't think it's really relevant in this case. It doesn't feel like the problem is from the job. But I don't like to ask stuff. It's like, oh, I'm being constantly cock blocked. It's like you can't move forward. Usually not a position that you want to be in. Just saying.
Mm.
But keep going,
So,
keep going the same way. It's fine.
is
Just a
the
clarification.
Andre, like, what's the reason you're on this call? Because you want to be able to be with those black, beautiful women?
Yeah, that's exactly why.
And I mean, it's only been a week. Like, well, can't you just give it time? Like, say, come back to this in a month, in a year? Like, why are you on this call now? It's only a week in.
Well, yeah, 100%, but I'm not sure for how long I will be here. And see it, it's one of those things. I can do my own taxes. I reach out to an accountant still. I can change my own oil in my car, but I would much rather work with a professional to speed up the process. Because I'm so busy with my work, if I can speed up a process and not play around and start betting those big,
Right,
beautiful black South African women,
right.
especially caramel ones, those are the best. At least
Camera
I
one
was with.
specifically. Okay, interesting.
It's
And
yeah, those are the most. It's like
right,
caramel
and
girls.
and,
Yes.
and you said you're busy at work. You don't really know when they'll send you back. Is that correct?
Usually, from my experience, I stick around for a while. But my thing is, I like efficiency. I like moving fast
Right. Moving fast with big black women.
in everything. Well, I do take my time on some things, but with big, beautiful caramel women, I just would like to go from point A to point Z as
Right.
fast as
And I
possible.
mean, anyway, let's just have a man to man here. 'Cause, like, from this conversation, I'm a little bit confused. Like, you seem to be so adamant on wanting to be with caramel black women. It's only been a weekend. Like, why is that? Why not just take any other woman from any other country, or just take any other white woman in South Africa? Like, why are you so? You could be real with me. Like, why these caramel black women specifically?
The best taste is new.
Ah, okay. Well, is it important for you to taste something new? I mean, you seem to have
Very,
experience. Why not settle with
very.
that?
I mean, it's white women. It's the case. It's not like we have anything we can surprise me with. But
When
those
you
women,
when
I
you
just look at them. It's different.
when you say taste and new, is it what you're implying? What I'm also thinking about in my head?
100% probably yes.
Okay. Do you realize that you can have STDs or all sorts of sexual transmittable diseases with what you're doing?
Not
But
not
we
that
only live
direction.
once. I mean,
Okay, no. This is going to shit. So basically, what you gotta ask now is like, okay, interesting. So why is it so important to you to make this fast? That's what's getting me curious. It's like, okay, he really wants to hire an expert. Why? Why is it so important for this guy to make this thing happen fast?
Right.
That's what I would ask. Now,
Right. So, I mean, Andre, why is it you want to make this happen so fast?
Well, see, I don't expect you to do your magic, and now I'm a master of big, beautiful caramel South African women. But from my experience when I was learning dating, seduction, it took me a while. Then, after I learned everything I knew, it was smooth sailing. But before, it took me some time. So this is why I would much rather speed up a process and have someone I can reach out to and bounce things back and forth to understand what works, what doesn't. Because again, I'm busy. I have to complete my assignment, so I just don't have time to go and collect the mistakes. So I would much rather
You said it
be
took some
effective.
time, and sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. You said it took you time before, and you collected mistakes.
Yeah, pretty much. Just again, learning overall communication with women, learning dating, etc., etc.
What sort of mistakes did you collect?
Well, it's overall how to behave, what women react to well, what way don't react to well, and so on.
Okay, it's nothing like you put, you did anything stupid or anything. It's just mistakes you made like small mistakes you made along the way. Is that correct?
Well, I mean, it's I don't think I have any kids. I don't think so. So it's kind of like,
Right.
or no failed marriages, no successful marriages
Kim,
either.
no, the conversation is going into much of a tangent. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so why is it important to you to make this fast?
It's not that much fast, more efficient because it's my work is I work 60, 70, 80 hours a week and I cannot just go on endless dates and just fail and learn from experience. I would like to make sure my learning curve is much more efficient.
Okay, for how long are you gonna stay in South Africa?
I'm not sure yet, but from my experience, it can be months, can be 1 or 2 years, up to 1 or 2 years, but it's not up to me. It's up to the company.
Man, what are your thoughts of being moved around? Is this the first time that you've been moved around like this from city to city?
That's yeah, it's more like a continent to continent. It's like a third or fourth time. Fourth time.
Okay, have you faced these challenges before with other, let's call it, type of women?
Not so much in Asia, but once I spent some time in Argentina, it was Latinos were built different. So I was like, that's I probably it's very different. We're different than Russian women. We're different than Vietnamese women. So I essentially expect the same things in South Africa. It just culture seems very different.
What would you take it now, George?
So
What should be like in the macro? What is the first thing we need to make sure?
what's his problem here? I still don't really understand.
Exactly. What can you ask to understand what his problem is? All I wanted to ask him was for how long is he's staying in this place, because I think that's really relevant. Staying a few months, okay, cool. I guess.
Right.
But what is the problem now? Does anyone catch the problem so far?
I mean, that he's not stable. Like he's not getting with women, not just big black beautiful camel women. He's just not really having time with any sort of woman because he's always bouncing about.
Yes. And why is that a problem?
Maybe he wants to have a long-term commitment.
Did you ask that?
No.
All right. Do you see, guys, why the checklist questions is so fucking powerful? It's like we're always going back to the first two. What is the problem? Why is that a problem? And that just gives you so much clarity in what to ask. Because in a conversation like this with a prospect, just like Russian comrade now, it's like, the fuck do I even ask? Because he's saying stuff, but at the same time, he's not saying anything. It's like, I don't know where to follow up with this. So just go back to the checklist selling. You look at what the questions are. You're like, okay, what is the problem? Got it. I think this is a problem so far. All right. Why is that a problem? What is this guy really looking for? He's like obsessed about fucking caramel women. It's like, okay, cool. But why? Like the 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 best explanation that we got is that the new taste is the best taste is new, which is crazy. But I'm sensing there's kind of more than that. So yeah. Anyways, I'll let you do your magic. Who would you say?
So, Andre, you said you've had this happen multiple times with your job where you had to move around continents, right?
Correct.
And every time have you had this sort of dilemma where you've wanted to be with a big black booty camel chick, whatever it was, but you've had to move around as well?
Well, I mean, it's just how my job works.
Okay. So
They give me an
what's
assignment, I come through, I do a deal, and once it's ready, they send me somewhere else.
I mean, that sounds pretty tiring if you ask me, and just being sent to all these continents. What's the problem here? Is it the fact that you specifically you want to get with a big black booty camel chick from South Africa, or the fact that you're moving around so much?
Well, I mean, it's I know for a fact I will get moved around again. It's unless I find another job, but it's the fact that I want to make sure I am efficient in my dating.
Why is it that you?
With dating, this is something that they will teach you if you do a dating offer. With dating, one of the main questions that you ask is to get clarity on what the guy is looking for. Is he looking for the fuck as many chicks as he wants, or is he looking to get the love of his life? Because you will get both types, right? So your job is to get clarity on that, which is kind of like where I would go right now.
Right.
This is important with dating.
Okay. Okay. Good stuff. Yeah. So I mean, Andre, you're moving around a lot. So what are you looking for right now? Are you looking for just a pump and dump, or are you looking for a long-term commitment?
Well, I mean, more women is always better because it's kind of like it's new taste. The best taste is a new taste, but in the end, if I find someone I really like, I'm open to commitment. But for now, I wouldn't be able to find that special someone or that two special someones or three, unless I go through a ton of women.
So you want commitment, or you want to go through women?
I am open to a commitment with a right girl or two, but I'm not looking for that specifically. So for now, I need women in my life, but if that cool girl I want to keep around comes around, I'm open to it. But I'm not necessarily
Okay.
looking for it
So why are you not necessarily looking for that right now? Why are you in this stage of wanting to be with multiple women?
because it's fun. It's fun, and I know for a fact what it's impossible to find that one and only, just like first girl off a street. No, it doesn't work like this. So I know for a fact
Right.
if the volume of women is high, I will find that one or those two or those three.
Right. And Andre, can I ask how old you are now?
Say it again.
Can I ask how old are you now?
35.
35. Is there any plan to have kids in the future or potentially be married?
Possibly, yes.
Possibly. Do you have a
Well,
timeline on
possibly
that?
is if I find someone who is worth it, because I would like to have a family, but I would much rather not be married than being married to a shitty woman.
Absolutely. Do you know when you would like to potentially be married?
Well, I mean, in my mind, it's man ages like a fine wine, so I'm 35 right now, I can easily have about a decade to find
Right.
women, but I mean, possibly maybe by 45. If it happens, great. But
Right.
it's not a priority, but I would like it to happen down the line.
Okay. And why is it not a priority for you now, but it would be in 10 years when you're 45 to be in a committed relationship? Why now is it not?
Well, because life slows down, and I know for a fact I will get bounced around for work for at least another 5, 6, 7 years.
So you're not bad with the
So,
questions. Sorry, you're not bad with the questions, but you're extremely leading into this topic.
right, right,
You're leading not into the offer, but you're leading into the topic. Like you're super leading into it. It's like
right.
the questions are not bad. It's just that you're really leading. Sorry, and just like Joel said, do you feel like
Nah,
where are we going? Like,
we're literally just chipping.
yeah, it's like so the straight line is like we're dancing around now. It's like where are we going? So I would just say it's like, okay, so you're open to commitment. You kind of want it, but right now because you're moving so much, it's like, okay, I'll take what I can get. Is that kind of like how it is?
Yeah, kind of.
All right,
But
cool.
my thing is enough. I just know for a fact what before I find that I don't know if there is a statistic on it, but before I find that one girl, I know for a fact I will have to go through 50, 60, 100, 150. So it's kind of like, let me just have my fun while I'm at it, plus while I'm moving around. And if someone super cool comes along, I wouldn't mind her sticking around.
Got it. So our main focus right now is to meet different women, and if something good happens, it happens. If not, you're just exploring new stuff, right?
100% yes.
Cool.
That's exactly it.
Close topic. Do you see how easy that is? Boom, we
Yeah.
transition into something else. It's like, but you just get done in the same loop, and it's like just it was gonna lead nowhere. It's just leading
Yeah.
nowhere. There's you digging, and there's no goal at the bottom. So, what would you say you have to ask now after that?
Why is that a problem? Like, like he seemed to be getting chicks in Asia. Now he's not getting chicks in South Africa. His main thing is he just wants to have fun. What's the problem here? Like, no, I mean, like, why is that a problem?
It's not a bad question. I wouldn't ask that, but let's go. Let's go with that. Let me see where it goes.
So, I mean, Andre, you told me you had success in Vietnam and Asia,
Correct.
and now, right now in South Africa, so far you've had none. Why is that a problem to you specifically?
Well, see, I realize I have been here only a week, but I spent a fair amount of time in Argentina, and I did have some success, but it took me a while because culture was different. So whatever lessons I learned in Russia, I was able to apply in Vietnam, pretty much copy paste. But in Argentina, Latinas just build different. So, and I feel like it can be the same thing in South Africa. And I mean, the Bobby's program advertises that, hey, become an international super player. And one of the elements of being international super player is understanding different cultures and different women of different cultures. And instead of trying to figure stuff out on my own, like I did in Argentina, I would much rather have Bobby and one of the coaches to be able to reach out and say, hey, this is what's going on. How do I interpret it? What's my accurate next move to go from point A
Right.
to point Z?
Okay, yeah, so you seem like a straightforward guy. You seem to know what you want here. You don't want to waste time.
Precisely.
Why is that? Like, what happened in Argentina? Were you successful with women over there?
Yes, but it took me a while. It took me a while to understand the culture. It took me a while to understand the social cues, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
Took me months before I cracked the code, and it's I spend much more time cracking the code than I would like to. And again, I work 60 to 80 hours, so
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to spend
Right.
that much time again. I like
Why is
efficiency.
that? Why is that a problem that you're so efficient and you don't want it to take months again?
Well, because again, it's I would like to enjoy life, not learn how to enjoy life. It's one of those things. If I wanna hop on a surfboard, I can figure it out on my own. I would much rather have an instructor and start enjoying the ride in first few hours versus trying to figure it out for days. This is the same. Plus, I had an experience where I had to crack the code myself. I would much rather save the time and enjoy the life and those few 3 hours I have.
You had any experience with what, sorry?
It's again in Argentina, I burned through a ton of time just trying to figure out how dating actually works there. It's going on
Right.
a dates and wasting time with women who are just not a good fit.
Again, it feels like we're not going anywhere. Right now,
Yeah.
what I would do, in honor to my G mentor, Joshi, I would just do that. Go for it. Go for the data gathering. All right. You're telling me
Mm-hmm.
you're struggling with, like, you already got a decent idea on what's happening. Got it. What would you do now? Well, I would just say, if we're in a situation where we're not going anywhere and this guy is so straightforward, I would just say, got it. So you are struggling with caramel women, right? With for how long have you been in this place? X. How many chicks have you been with? X. What are your thoughts on that? Why? It's like I would just be just getting
Mm.
data gathering right now.
Right.
Go with
So,
that.
under sorry.
Go with that. Go with that.
Right. So, Andre, you told me you've been in South Africa for a week, right?
Correct.
How many women have you been with during that time?
Haven't I'm just getting settled in.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm just going off of my Argentina experience and going off of that.
Right.
I spent a ton of time just after I got settled and I started dating around. Took me a while to figure out how things work, and I would like to make sure my learning curve is much faster. So this is why I'm on this call right now, before I even started.
Okay. And what about Argentina? How long were you there for?
About 6 months.
6 months. And during those 6 months, do you know how many dates you went on?
Dozens. Maybe even hundreds. I was dating
Dozens
like
and
a
hundreds of very
part-time
different
job.
numbers. Dozens and hundreds of very different numbers. I mean, what is this specifically?
Well, see, I mean, I didn't keep track. I'm not that much of a psychopath, so I would
No,
say
no.
it was because I cannot say hundreds because it's probably not 200, but it's easily close to 100. So
Right.
50, 60, 70.
70. Okay. So that's pretty much like 11, 12 women per month. To me, that seems pretty successful.
Before I started getting laid, I got myself to a point where it's like 50% success rate getting laid, but it wasn't like this in the beginning. It took me about 3 months to figure it out. And I know for a
Okay,
fact
so
I time.
for 3 months you had no. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. You said so basically for 3 months you had no bitches, and then for the next 3 months you had 70 women.
I did have bitches, but it was a much lower success rate. So it was 4 to 5 different dates of different women before I got laid. Then it became 50-50 success rate. Plus, I mean, I even found a way for a woman to come through straight to my place because, I mean, fuck the dating. Sex is dating. But it took me a while.
So what changed? How did you got successful after 3 months?
Again, it's just experience and repetitions. Understanding what women react to, understanding what actually makes them tick, what makes them wet, etc., how to work within that culture. And based on my experience in Argentina, I would like to, on my third or fourth month, when I start having success, I would like to start it ASAP in South Africa. And the
Well, I
only
don't.
difference is understanding how things work.
Well, I don't understand. I'm under the impression here that basically the only reason that you haven't cracked the code with these South African women is because of culture, etc. But you also told me that during these months that you spent in Argentina, you started to learn how to make women wet, how to crack their code. Like, to me, what's stopping you from being with a South African woman? I mean, every woman wets the same. What is the difference with these South African women that you that you can't get?
That's efficiency. Efficiency because I know for a fact I will be able to crack the code, but before it happens, just like with Argentina experience, I spent 3, 4, 5 hours of dating before I got laid in the very beginning, and I would much rather go and do surfing. I would much rather go spend an hour getting laid and then go do surfing. So I just don't want to burn from my time.
All right. I'll stop because I needed to have a call. We can continue this because we now have another group coaching call. But basically, this is Andre has a talent to be a prospect that says a lot and says nothing. It's crazy. What I would just go is like, okay, man, I would double down on why is efficiency so important? Why is he so practical about this? And maybe he's like, you know what? I just really want to do it. Got it. Do you understand that doing this requires a financial investment? Yeah, of kind of like around this much. Yeah. Okay. So if that would help you to get women, would be something you want to do? Yeah, I mean, I would do it. All right, cool. Then it's like we move fast, because with this prospect, the more you're doing loopings and circling, it's like it never takes you anywhere. So you might as well be very direct, and then see what happens. All right, because it looks like it's an easy sell. The guy's like it's a sharp, it's a very sharp arrow. It's like, okay, I just want to do this. All right, cool. Because you really want to do this, all right? So that's one thing. Let's continue this conversation in the other platform. But gentlemen, calling it out for today with this role play. Thoughts? Did you like it? Was it good? Was it bad? I'd like to hear
Good shit.
your thoughts on this.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it was good.
We
we
need
had
to
a
do it
few
again
laughs.
next Friday.
We will. We will. All right, gentlemen. I will see you all in the other platform and fuck it. Nice. Good work, gentlemen. Good fucking work.
See you in a sec.
Yeah.